Distinguished participants, I am delighted to greet you as you open this Shift to Rail conference on the future of research and innovation in Europe's rail sector. I was also very glad to see so many of my colleagues from the European Commission on this conference program. Indeed, you are meeting today at a very interesting time from our perspective. We have just delivered the third and the last mobility package, which is also the last legislative package of the Energy Union. A paramount paradigm shift, which we announced 4 years ago, is now being realized against our eyes. What was then a vision is now turning into concrete programs, legislations, investments, and realities on the ground, or underground, or above the ground. We also just announced our proposal for the next 7 years EU budget, including the largest ever research and innovation funding program in the history of the European Union. The new Horizon Europe will have a budget of almost 100 billion euros. This is, of course, great news for your research in the rail sector. So we are now in full negotiation mode with the European Parliament and the Member States. I therefore welcome the voice of Shift to Rail and the rail industry at large, particularly at this point in time. Your views matter, and they are well heard because you are an important part of our vision for a more sustainable and prosperous European society. The vast majority of US Europeans live within an urban area. This creates opportunities for enriching our economic, cultural, and political spaces. But it also means increased congestion, traffic, and pollution. Our current and future challenge is therefore to enhance mobility while simultaneously reducing jams, accidents, and pollutions. We recognize urban railways for their huge potential in this respect, whether light rail, metros, or commuter trains. They help ease congestion, and they have positive effects in the terms of environment, road safety, quality of life, and productivity. Research and innovation is therefore critical in order to make rail part of the solution, an integral part of the transition towards a decarbonized and digital transport system. The good news is that decarbonization is on the right track given the extent of electrification. At the same time, there is still great potential to improve energy efficiency and noise reduction of trains. I have no doubt that with the right investment in research, rail will be also a key component for developing smart cities in Europe. The mobility system of the future will be more integrated. Services will run flexibly and across the modes. But in order to increase the share of rail in the mix, we will need to establish a much more flexible, reliable, and cheap railway which can compete effectively with connected and automated road transport and aviation. This is true for both passengers and freight. The burden is therefore on your shoulders to make trains attractive, enjoyable, and cost-effective. But you are not alone in this challenge, and I would like to warmly invite you, the European rail community, to explore ways to make the best possible use of EU funding opportunities. Let us keep in mind that we can only justify continued large-scale investment in rail research if we can show it delivers real results. That is why I urge you to ensure that Shift to Rail 2 programs remain not only ambitious and innovative, but also focused on the real long-term needs of our passengers and freight users. We will need strong and effective tools to ensure that promising Shift to Rail innovations are deployed widely and quickly across the network. Finally, we are very keen on making synergies between the second edition of Shift to Rail and the Connecting Europe facility. This way, we can foster the deployment of innovative approaches all across Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by saying that the Commission is counting on your strong commitment to contribute to future rail innovation. Today's meeting is a great opportunity for you to come up with new and exciting ideas and a coherent vision for the future of rail. I look forward to hearing about visionary results emanating from today's brainstorming exercise. Your ideas will help shape the future of rail research and the European transport system. I wish you all a very productive day.